Hola, está en un nuevo programa de El Mundo.
Hello, and thanks for being with us on our show El Mundo. This is the second part of our show, impulsive decision making, how to make a decision in the best possible way, stay in balance. Dr. Laitman, thank you for being with us. Thank you for having me. Dr. Laitman, man, from the moment that he wakes up and until he goes to sleep, he has to take decisions. What to wear, what to say, what to eat, where to go, how much to invest in every activity. Meaning, in every moment in life, we make decisions. There are different aspects that scientists or researchers are trying to analyze. And let's try and analyze this a bit according to the necessary aspects in life. Suppose money. Today it's a topic that's more important than ever because there are many economic problems, financial problems, people are unemployed and so on. And this is one of the things that really have to do, one of the realms that have to do with impulse. In average, there's a $15,000 debt for every citizen in the United States, in average. And it turns out that they shop impulsively. Most people shop impulsively. So how can a person really measure or calculate what's important in order not to make impulsive, in order not to go on impulsive shopping? How to reach balance in terms of money and life? If you're saying that there's a $15,000 debt for every person in the United States, that every person in the United States has a $15,000 debt, then we can't reach a state where we can teach everyone. This will remain. The only thing that I recommend is that there has to be a federal decision here, a national federal decision to tightly teach each and every citizen, for everyone to understand the period that we're living in. What do we have to know about this period, about what's waiting for us, and about the measure to which we, in our responses, can change our reality so that we won't plunge into some problems on the one hand. On the other hand, if the problem is so serious and everyone has such a debt, then maybe the debts should be deleted. There's something like that in the Torah too. And I think that this is something that we should talk about, discuss, decide about, and carry out. We are facing a very serious period, and in general in the history of mankind, where everything that we did up until now was managed only by our ego, to earn as much as possible, succeed as much as I can, to be more powerful than everyone, to be able to control others. We've reached a state where now the forces of nature and the virus, which is a force of nature, that these forces will push us toward connection, an integral kind of connection. They will bend us for us to become a circle, like a sphere, like Earth is a ball, to become round. And this is how we'll have to live our life. So I think that it's upon us to build an educational system for the acquisition of knowledge as to what are we supposed to be engaged in. Surely there won't be work for everyone. will barely find work for 20 or 30% of the population. We'll have to decrease all of our spendings. The main thing will no longer be to make something that maybe someone will buy it, and then we can earn from that and make a living. But we'll have to give everyone a certain sum of money, kind of basic income, for them to be able to live their life. And everything else, we have to divide the population into a smaller part of about 20-30% of the people that will be doing necessary kinds of work, like electricity, water, fuel, natural resources, things like that, food. And all the rest will be about 60-70% of people that will not find work for themselves and don't have to. Because we want for us to be engaged only in the work or the kinds of work that are necessary for our existence, to meet our basic needs. All the rest we will direct toward building a necessary integral world. And so I think that surely not everyone will have work, and people will study how to build a good, nice, and integral connection between us. Besides the aspect of money, there's also health. The World Health Organization says that because of impulsive decisions, people have a more sensitive kind of health. They're more sensitive, and instead of exercising, working out, and eating a balanced diet, instead of that, they sit in front of the computer all day long and eat basically junk food. How do we change this way of this lifestyle? I think that this will be balanced out by our new way of looking at human nature through the education and acquisition of knowledge that we will be given. I think that it will be corrected and balanced out by our general attitude toward life. If people won't have in mind how to make more, to be proudful over others, how rich I am, how well known I am, how powerful am I, then every person will see himself and his development through different eyes. The measure to which he's advancing toward a more spiritual goal. Then money, honor, knowledge, power, and then of course our life will receive a different form. Another aspect we wanted to talk about is time. A daily plan, what should it be like? What room is there for impulses? How flexible should we be in our daily plan? I think that we have to determine how good is it, to what extent is it to the benefit of society, and not that I myself decide what's good and what's bad for me. That because my own well-being and the well-being of the entire world, that they're becoming one and the same, that I arrange my attitude toward the world in a way that I and the world are the same. If so, if someone has doubt of what kind of decisions to make, There are people that for them it's very hard to decide, and there are those that decide very quickly, impulsively. If so, what's supposed to be that point of calculation in order to correctly decide? I didn't understand your question. The question is, there are people that have difficulties in decision-making. I think that it depends on a person's education, meaning, what did he learn? Did he learn how to do it? I think that we should arrange integral education for everyone, for the entire world, for those that work and those that don't work, because there is no work for them, because we don't just want to make things that will destroy the environment. Therefore, we have to give integral education for everyone, from children and until a person's very last day. Everyone has to study. Children, the elderly, all grown-ups, parents, everyone. Everyone should know what are we engaged in, that we're not studying in order to, work someplace afterwards or something, but that the studying itself is the place of work, that while a person studies, he's working. He's thinking about how he is correcting the world, how is he correcting his attitude toward others. And this is how he advances. The question is exactly about this. What is the point of flexibility or analysis in relation to decision-making between those that really, for them it's really hard to make a decision, and those that are very impulsive? Like we learn, decision-making has to be entirely taken by a circle of people that can influence each other and reach a common decision. Usually these are 10 people that are interconnected with one another, and this is how they discuss. They understand that in order to make a decision, you have to have the right environment that hears, that can examine everything that's going on, criticize it, and then reach a unanimous decision. Where is the room for a personal decision, then? I don't think that there is room for personal decisions. Eventually, a decision has to come out of the development of nature and human society, and what form are we supposed to achieve eventually. And every decision, even a personal one, should be in accordance with the understanding of this place that we have to come to, the state that we have to reach, where from moment to moment we're more and more tightly connected with one another. And so how can we know or precisely calculate what decision is to my own benefit and what is to the benefit of society? Because you said that this is what's supposed to be to the benefit of society. How can I know? We have to learn in integral education and decide together. Are the decisions that we're making such that act to the benefit of society, to the benefit of the goal, and not the way it seems to each and every one of us at every given moment? We talked about this haste on one of our shows, I think. Dr. Laitman, thank you very much for being with us on this show. If you can give us a general thought direction. In conclusion, I'd say we always have to see the final goal in front of our eyes. And no matter what happens, any private decision-making has to be according to the general goal. And then we won't be wrong, even though that it's not that pleasant. It limits us. Maybe it closes us in, putting pressure on us, but that's what we have to do in the meantime. Just about this. And if everyone reaches a certain decision and one person sees it differently, what should we follow? The collective? Preferably, yes, but still, that the purpose, the goal of life is in front of our eyes and it determines our decisions. Thank you.